It's been less than 24 hours since we crowned a new Miss Jaycees International Queen. But the real question is, did she really deserve that crown? Let's talk about it. You want to stick till the end of this video because at the end, I'm going to tell you 3 things. What these girls need to stop doing, what these chaperones need to stop doing, what the Jaycees committee needs to stop doing, and what y'all need to stop doing in the comments or on YouTube or on social media. Let's get into it. Okay, if you're new here, my name is Shan Luan and people call me Dr. Clem, and I teach people how to find remote work opportunities so that they can travel more and live their best life. So if you want to be a part of this adventure, make sure you subscribe because I share videos of my adventures, and on my other YouTube channel I also share videos of remote work opportunities and so forth. Now, why am I talking about this topic on my channel? One of the things that I focus on when it comes to travel is adventure and sustainability from the perspective of community culture and cuisine. Adventure is very deeply embedded in the culture of not just Dominica, where I spent like many years, but also the Caribbean. So it's relevant for me to talk about this, and also because people in the Caribbean love their pageants. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Miss Jaycees show from last night. Now, if y'all didn't watch the show, make sure you go on the ABS Antigua YouTube page or Facebook page to watch the show before you come and drop your comments, okay? Essentially, the name of Miss St Lucia is Shan Lucien. Shan Lucien. Shan Lucien. Y'all, there's no way you can tell me that this girl was not destined to win the Miss St Lucia pageant at some point in her life. And it seems like this year, that is her year because the stars aligned for her. Secondly, she won Miss Jaycees, and look at how she was positioned. Her competition number was number 11, right? And Antigua was number 1. Antigua is the first runner-up. Number 1, first runner-up. Number 11 is not 1 plus 1. 11 is 1 and 1, which means that she was meant to have won the show. I don't know, that just came into my mind today, and I was like, you know what, this girl was supposed to win. Even though she was not my top competitor at the beginning of the show, my top 5 were Antigua, Guyana, because when I watched their intro videos on the Facebook page, Guyana was coming to give. Dominica, obviously. I should have just started with Dominica, so Dominica, obviously, and Grenada, and somebody else, I can't remember who, but yeah. So I didn't really have St Lucia on my radar, but the moment where I realized that, the moment when she actually made it to my ranking was during talent. Because during the intro round, Miss Dominica definitely ate that intro round up. Like, she had the best costume and everything, and she's the one who stood out the most to me. After her, it was, I can't even remember what it was after her, it was just her. But the talent, the Q&A round was challenging for a lot of them, and I think at the Q&A round, a lot of them started to lose point, or you started to see who was kind of like emerging. Miss Antigua ate that up, you know. The other girls also kind of like did well and stuff. Some of them spoke a little bit too much. Y'all were just dragging that translator in the comments on YouTube. But anyways, after the Q&A round helped you to really see who was able to perform under pressure, and I was like, I still had my top ranking, but the talent round was the round that was decisive for me. For me, I felt like all the girls who sang, they were great. They knew how to sing, and I'm like, you know what? You have singers. Those girls could sing. But I find that where a lot of them lost points was either the song was not integrated into a very good comprehensive story, or compelling story, or the song was not appropriate for the kind of voice that they had. For example, I think the first delegation is the one who sang the really Afro-Negro song, and I'm like, you need a richer, denser kind of voice for that. Even though her performance was good, but it wasn't matched. There was a mismatch. So from there, and I also like the girl who did the opera. Like, she was good. She was good. I listened to opera music and she was good. So I feel like all the singers were good, but and I feel like best talent would have been among the singers. Now, when Miss Dominica came on, I was like, okay, with so many singers, it's going to be difficult for the judges to figure out who is going to be with best talent, right? So Miss Dominica actually has a great advantage because her talent is different, it's more creative, and it integrates different elements. However, where I feel she fumbled the bag was the logistics of the talent first. It wasn't flowing as it's supposed to flow. The saxophone was not very well tuned, and even the way she played the saxophone was very like tuned. Like, it didn't give you what it was supposed to give, and I think instead of giving her points, it actually took away points from her. So from there on, I was like, okay, yeah, best talent is going to be one of the singers. Then Miss St Lucia, what she did was she was also one of the singers, but then she came with the piano element, and even beyond that piano element, she acted, and her her performance felt like the one that had the most comprehensive, the most holistic, the better package essentially. So I felt like from the time she performed, I was like, yeah, she's gonna be best talent. So and at that point, after the talent round, I was like, yeah, I had a new ranking for I had a new ranking for who are gonna be the top 3 and so forth. After that, now that my eyes were now on St Lucia or Shan Lucien, I was like, okay, I need to see, because she's now on my top 3, and I need to see what this girl is coming with. Because before the talent round, to me it was like, yeah, Antigua was like, yeah, this girl came to play and she was prepared. So I felt like Shan Lucia, Miss St Lucia, she was the most, like, she remained consistent throughout the rounds. And I want to also say to everybody who was like commenting and saying things, you have to remember that when you have a pageant with 11 girls, it's not 3 or 4 or maybe 6 max, it's almost twice that. Every pageant with 11 girls, so the competition can be very, very tight, and it's like wherever you lapse, somebody else is going to take that opportunity. So I felt like in some ways those girls could have been close in ranking in so many areas, but because one person lapsed by like a few points, somebody else took over, and then they just kind of got themselves back in the ranking. For example, Miss Guyana was one of my favorites, right? She was giving from the beginning, from the intro videos that they did, like from the beginning. I just felt like I was looking forward to seeing her at the pageant, but I felt like she lapsed like during the swimwear routine. She also lapsed at a few other places. I can't remember. If you guys want to see, go and watch the replay on ABS Antigua's page on YouTube. But yeah, but just to say that where you lapse, somebody else will catch up to 2 points, and it's not just like 6 contestants, it's twice that. So it was very important for whoever was gonna be ranked at that top to be consistent all through. And like y'all, if y'all watch pageants, you will know they always say consistency is key. So after the talent round, I realized that, okay, yeah, Miss Shan is really gonna be one of those top contenders. And then she came back again like with swimsuit. She came again with like the evening gown and stuff. And because she also remained consistent there, I was like, yeah, easily this girl can take the crown. So at the end, my tops were either the winner would have been Antigua or St Lucia. Second runner-up, I would have placed Guyana and somebody else. And I don't know who I said. Third runner-up could have been, I actually thought maybe Miss Dominica would have placed her or somebody else. But anyways, so all this to say that I think that she deserved to win. I think that the show was fairly judged, and I watched it. I didn't know those girls. The only person that I knew was Miss Dominica, because obviously Dominica, but I didn't know those girls. But let me know, do you think that she deserved to win? Do you think that the show was well judged? I'd love to know your opinion in the comments. Now we're going to talk about some of the things that those girls need to stop doing, some of the things that those chaperones need to stop doing, some of the things that Jaycees needs to stop doing, and some of the things that y'all need to stop doing, because some of that behavior online was just not giving. First, what do the girls need to stop doing, or need to start doing rather? It's important to know that pageantry is not just a game of skills and talent and beauty, but it's also a mental game. And I think that when they go behind the scenes, when they go and prepare for the next round in sport, it's very easy to doubt yourself. It's very easy to feel like you're not enough, or you're not doing your best, or you're not feeling the energy, or like even if you make a mistake, it's very easy to feel like, yeah, it's over for me. But it's very important for those girls, and I'm telling them, if you're listening, for your next pageants, make sure your mental game is A plus. And the chaperones that are going with them on those shows, you have to constantly pump your girl. Like I started to get involved in pageantry since 2016, when my friends started to take part into pageantry, and I was a part of a few pageantry teams. And one of the best things that you can have is a solid morale, because it's not easy to be behind the scenes. It's not easy to even put yourself out there, right? And to expose yourself to potential criticism from people from your island, from your country, and from around the world. So it's very important for your ladies to stop doubting yourself, and when you go in that zone, just stay on. It doesn't matter what's happening backstage, it doesn't matter what's happening at home, it doesn't matter what's happening on your phone. You have to be game on, because you are there to deliver on something. You're there for a purpose, and you cannot allow anything else to distract you. Now, what do the chaperones and the teams have to stop doing? Y'all need to stop, or instead of stop, y'all need to start setting up your girls for success. I feel like a lot of the girls did not come very well prepared, and There could be many reasons. You know, I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know what happened, but I'm just gonna come up with what's the potential reasons. Maybe they are very new. Maybe they are not very confident in themselves. Maybe they didn't have enough time to practice. But overall, I think specifically for the swimwear round, we didn't have any solid, tight routine with like perfect or like very neat landings, you know, when the girls were doing their spins and this and that. And so many girls, like, they were like, when they landed, they were like wobbly, or they were like some almost miss falls and stuff like that. So I think you really need to prepare your girls better. I should, or maybe not prepare them better, but like make sure that they are as prepared as they can, you know. But one thing I can commend them on is that even with like the little unsteady landings and stuff like that, they kept their game face on, so that's a good thing. Another thing that I thought was, particularly for three contestants actually, that was Trinidad. I had very high hopes for Trinidad. Like I said to somebody that Trinidad is giving Miss Congo vibes. I like how she looked, but I felt like her team did not make the right choices, be it for her swimwear, be it for her gown, and also, I don't know, I felt like there were some shortcomings there, and I feel like it's really important to, when you have the girl, you need to make the right choices for her. Such a beautiful girl, such a gorgeous woman, but what was presented, I feel like it wasn't up to the Trinidad, what Trinidad usually comes with for this kind of pageants. Another person that I felt like the team was probably not as prepared was Miss Guadeloupe. The girl, I mean, everybody in the comments were vibing, everybody in the comments were vibing, but people in the comments were vibing, and like, you know what, this girl just came here to have fun, and you can actually see that she was actually genuinely having fun. However, I'm wondering if for these kind of pageants, their teams specifically for maybe the French islands or French-speaking islands actually prepare as much as we do in the English-speaking islands, because I felt like a lot of the things that she came with, Miss Guadeloupe, were not at the same level as what the other girls came with, right? Whereas she was a beautiful girl. She was just like, yeah, you know. I also think that the routines, like the different things that they do, like it wasn't also up to par, like how the other girls show themselves. The last one I want to talk about on this specific topic is Miss Haiti. Listen, Haiti always comes with gorgeous girls. If you notice, at least the past few JC pageants that I have watched, Haiti always comes with girls, like the Haitian girls bring the vibe, and I'm like, you know what, I'm here to watch this girl, I'm here to just, like, she's giving, you know, and they always come with their own energy, and I love that they bring something different to the pageant. However, I feel like they are also not as prepared as the others, be it in like the outfit choices or the routines as well, the way they model and stuff. It looks very different from the others, and I would love to know your thoughts on that. If you are from any of these islands, let me know if you have any insights into this, because I felt like there was like a very visible discrepancy between the girls from the English-speaking islands and the girls from the French-speaking islands. So and also Trinidad and Tobago. So let me know what your thoughts on that were. Now we're gonna talk about the next thing, which is what you, the audience, need to stop doing. And if you identify somebody who has done it, hear me out. That's where I have my receipts. All my notes are in there, because y'all, I can prepare. So the first thing that y'all need to stop doing is spamming that live chat. I was on the YouTube live chat, and the YouTube moderators, maybe that's also something that they need to do. They just kept saying like, please stop putting too many flags. Stop putting too many flags, because it slows down the process and whatever they were saying. But essentially what they were saying is that they have, when you're putting comments in the YouTube live, right, the moderator has to release your comments or like approve your comments. And if you're just like putting flag throughout, like the show was like 4 or 5 hours, the show started like around 9ish and ended at like 1ish, so it was about 4 hours. You're just putting flags throughout the 4 hours, a little bit of conversation but more flags. It gives a lot of work to the moderators, and yes, they are there to have the live chat running, but you'll be a little bit more considerate and also listen to what they are saying. I love the energy of people representing the islands, but I think that's something that you can do like at the beginning, and then when the show starts, you know, kind of like chill a little bit on that, or you know, do it like once in a while, but like don't just spam the whole live. Next point, y'all need to stop shooting at the commentators. A lot of people were like, the commentators are biased. And before I ask you if you think the commentators are biased, I want to ask you, are you biased? Are you biased by your own preferences? You know, it's important for you to understand that, first of all, the commentators are not the judges. The commentators are the people that are brought on to animate the show and to also, you know, kind of carry the live audience, you know, during like those different like downtimes. If you are in person at the show, you're not going to hear the commentators. It's just like the MCs that you're hearing between the segments. But for the live audience, we actually the one hearing the commentators. So the commentators are just the people that were hired to do that job, and they have their independent opinions. So it's important for you to know that they have their independent opinions, okay? Each of them with their own expertise, but they are not the judges. The judges don't hear what they are seeing. The judges don't communicate with them. So their opinion is shared based on what they are seeing, and is also shared with the audience. Now, you are allowed to disagree with the commentators, obviously, but I didn't appreciate the fact that everybody just seemed to say that they are biased, and I feel like you are saying that they are biased because they are not talking about your contestant. Remember, there are 11 contestants in the show, right? The commentators are also watching the show, and every island wants commentators to talk about their girl. How are they going to do that? They only have like maximum 5 minutes between each segment, you know, to comment, to talk about that, and each of them has to go once. How are they going to talk about 11 girls? And also the commenting on the people who stood out the most to them, right? So they have to have their opinion based on who stood out the most to them. So if your girl didn't stand out, why do you want them to say that the girls stood out? Because if they say that somebody didn't stand out, then that means that then they are biased towards you. Or is that what you want? You want the commentators to be biased towards you? That's something too. Let's chat in the comments. But I just want to bring it back to the point that when I watched the show, I saw that the commentators also had like similar opinions, even though they had like some differences at some point, but like in general they were incongruent with the girls that they were pointing out. Remember, it's 11 girls, so it's difficult to stand out when you have that many people. The next thing that I want to talk about is you guys need to stop cyberbullying those girls. A lot of times you think that bullying is just in person or whatever, or cyberbullying is just like when somebody that you don't know is trying to like throw jabs at you. But a lot of you guys in the comments, I should say a lot of people in the comments were cyberbullying the girls, even though they might not be able to see those comments after. We have to be very mindful and very respectful in the way we engage online. I have a personal rule that if you cannot say it to somebody's face, don't say it online. And even if you can, if you feel like what you said online there, you can say it to the person's face, check yourself, right? Remember that when those girls decide to go into those pageants, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of self-love, it takes a lot of just like support for them to put themselves out there. It's not, you don't just, it's true some people are naturally confident, but not all of them are. And I heard a little bit about the story of Miss St Lucia, who actually won this pageant, that she used to not be confident and she used to be always jeered at when she was in school. No, nobody used to say that. She has probably grown and emerged from that situation, and this pageant is a beautiful testimony of how you can just grow and mature and blossom. But it's just to bring us back to understanding that a lot of the things that we say sometimes are very unkind and can come across as bullying. For example, you don't need to comment on somebody's appearance, you don't need to comment on somebody's facial features, you don't need to comment on somebody's body size and stuff. You can throw a little kicks once or twice, but not do it like in a negative, in a way that is offensive. Because a lot of people were very aggressive in the comments, and I'm like, why? Like, why are you doing that? This is somebody's child. This is somebody who wants to win the pageant, somebody who showed courage. And I know for a lot of people also, we might just see it as maybe we are supporting our country by watching the pageant, but or it's just entertainment for us. But remember, these are people, right? These are people, children. These are women who are going to be maybe wives in the future, mothers in the future. These are sisters. These are, you know, people, children. So you have to always be kind online. If you cannot say it in person with courage and with a good, like no regret, then don't say it online. Just don't. All right, so now that we are done with these little jobs, little things that, you know, I wanted to share with you, I want to talk about ways in which the pageant or the whole experience can be improved, right? First of all, I want to give massive kudos to Jaycees. I almost said JD's Natural, Jody from Dominica. Big up JD Natural one time. I wanted to give massive kudos to the Jaycees, the JCI group, for putting this show together. I really love the flow of the show, and honestly, I was like, you know what, the way this show is starting with a delay because it's raining, because it was raining on site. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the whole thing, and I was like, after talent, I'm going to my bed because I have to wake up early. lo and behold, I didn't wake up early, but I didn't wake up late either. I didn't wake up early according to my own standards, okay? So I was like, kudos to Jaycees for putting together the show. The level of the production was really good, and the entertainment like in between, like the different dancers that came on stage, it was really good. I love when the girls picked their questions and it was the boarding passes like from the different people. I love that vibe. And I was joking with somebody, I was like, listen, if I was on that stage, I'll probably be giving those boarding passes because hello, Travel with Clem is my name. Or I will probably be one of the dancers because I love to move and I love to dance. But it was really good. It was giving. The only challenge that probably needs to be remediated was the mics. The mics caused logistic issues to 2 contestants. Maybe more, I can remember, but at least 2 contestants. That was Miss Dominica and Miss St Lucia. And you know, we just want to make sure that we always have a top tier production for a product like that. Another thing that I think can be improved, or should be improved, is the prizes that those girls get. Now, if you guys have any insights into how the funding of the prizes goes, let me know, or let's discuss in the comments below. But I want to say that for the amount of effort that those girls put, you know, I feel like the prizes could be more, right? I feel like more sponsors should come on board. I feel like more people should come to support, and I feel like the prizes should just be more. Like the winner got, I think, was it 3,000 or 6,000? I can't remember. I have to go back in the live to watch it. But if you remember, just put it in the comments what the winner got, and then what the second runner up got, and what the first runner up got. I feel like, okay, that's not really a lot. Like after I put all this effort, you know, and also taking into consideration that yes, some of those girls are like supported by their government to travel, but also you have like the costume designers, you have the teams, you have everybody else who's helping them around. And I feel like if they want to even celebrate or give tokens of appreciation to different people, by the time they are done doing that, what else do they have left? So this is not necessarily a call out to JC. It's probably partly is, but it's mostly a call out to the funders, the people who are supporting the show, the people who are organizing. Let's give better gifts. Let's give just better gifts to the contestants, to the top 3, but also to the girls who participated, because yo, it's 11 girls. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. All right, pretty much what I want to share with y'all with my list of facts. I try to keep it short, but y'all, I love talking. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the show? Did Miss St Lucia, Shan Lucien, deserve to win the pageant? Did the top 3 deserve to be ranked as they were? Who was your favorite? Where did you think that people could improve? Let me know in the comments below, and see you in the next video.